goes in on Tank, says that Shakur probably would have beat him that night. They fought Lamar Roach. Says that this guy has never chased the top guys. He's 30 with a resume with no resume. It's a prospect resume, I'm paraphrasing. But he speaks as if he's Muhammad Ali. Never chased the top guys, never been in a big fight. And, he said he wasn't surprised that, Lamar Roach was a cherry pick gone wrong. And so many times, a lot of these guys in boxing, they kiss Tank's ass. They speak highly of Tank. And I don't know if they know his history or know where he come from. So, they like, yeah, I feel bad for the guy. He was, came from a group home, or so we don't really want to speak bad on him. Or is this some type of protective order put out there by Al Heyman where he don't want guys to speak bad on Gervonta Tank Davis? But Paulie's right. This guy has really accomplished nothing in the sport of boxing, but he speaks as if, he's an all-time great, he's a Hall of Famer, and the resume doesn't prove that. He's never chased the top guys. He's never tried to make the fight with the top guys. He's never tried to make those fights. And ultimately, but ultimately, he right, man. It was a cherry gone wrong, and it just exposed why Gervonta Davis doesn't want to be in there with the top guys. That's all it did, was expose why Gervonta Davis didn't want to be in there with the top guys. That's what we found out, why he didn't want to be in there with the top shotters. We seen why. So, but ultimately, people call him the face of boxing, and you see the talent. Everybody see the talent, the power, but that's when you fighting a certain level opponent. When you continue to step up the opponent ladder, and you keep beating guys in the fashion that you beating them, and they elite guys of the division, that says a lot about them. You look at Terrence Crawford, there's a gap between the majority guys he fighting him. There's a sizable gap. He separates himself. Usyk, he's separating himself from guys. Tank Davis is separating himself from guys that he's supposed to beat. Lamar Roach, he didn't separate himself from him. And I think one of the reasons that he didn't is because him and Lamar Roach knew each other. Lamont felt the power. Lamont knew how he fought. And they fought so many times, he was very familiar with him. So he knew what Tank was going to do, and it was just like, I felt the power before, even if it was in headgear and sparring, I know what he's going to do. So it was like, this basically having a cheat sheet to the test. But, for the most part, looking at him, it just kind of showed that you couldn't separate yourself from a guy most people said was an average fighter at a lower weight class. And Paulie's right. It was bound to happen. You only can pick so many cherries before you have an off night. And Al Heyman has babysitted these guys. Don't forget Gary Russell's resume. First, 20 fights, he was very active, but he fought absolutely nobody. Stepped up versus a guy with 2 or 3 fights in Lomachenko and got beat. Because Lomachenko in his 2 or 3 fights, Lomachenko had, fought some real dudes. Orlando Salido was the best thing on either or's resume. And it served him well. Served him well. So, yeah, it ain't that people waited to go in and say, well, we told you so, Tank, we told you so. It was just to the point like, damn, we want to know why you didn't step it up, why you wouldn't fight certain guys. And now we found out why he wouldn't fight for certain guys. Now we know why. champions, and really he ain't. He ain't. You know, past the eye test versus the guys that he fighting, you know, but refuse to step it up, and they know where his weaknesses are at. He know where his weaknesses are at. He know with Devin and Shakur and T.O. they capable of beating him. That's why he refused to fight. And it wasn't nothing that we already didn't suspect. You know, we always felt that Tank would quit in the ring. He just gave quitter vibes. I mean, I've heard multiple people, you know, express what I'm saying. You've heard it. You've heard it. You heard it. And when he started getting hit by Lamar Roach, he looking at the ref. He taking knees. He going to his corner, blaming grease. The girl said she ain't even use grease on his hair. He trying to disparage her business. You know? That's wild. So, of course, it's going to be a bunch of excuses. He said they tried to take it from him. I'm like, what? And that's what happened when you critiquing and laughing at everybody else's performances, but you ain't fighting nobody. Well, Tank never wanted to be a world champion. He wanted to be a pay-per-view star. Nigga, they hand in hand. You gotta fight the best to be a pay-per-view star. Come on. He can't look at a straight face and feel like he won that fight. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that's you know, that's just my opinion on it. Took a knee and should have lost. Corner jumped in the ring, should have been a disqualification. Should have been a DQ. But, you know, it's boxing. You know, when you the A-side, you the money man, and you got all that going for you. You know, what can you do? I mean, if you the other guy, what can you do? You gotta go in there and fight your game. But Lamar Roach came up. Lamar Roach came up last night. Or Saturday night. He came up. So he's a name. And he pretty much can do what he want to do now. He win the next fight, that's gonna be even more pressure on Tank to do the rematch. It's gonna be even more pressure on him to do the rematch. So, but yeah, I look forward to it. I look forward to them doing a rematch. I look forward to them fighting. I look forward to you know, all the endeavors they both got going on. And I don't think Gervonta Davis took that fight lightly either. This was a cherry gone wrong. And a couple things they didn't equate for us. Lamar Roach, them fighting so much, he knew you very, very well. And now what you allow while you cherry pick him, you allow for them to you allow for them to set the standard on him, to set a game plan out on him. But everybody can't do that. Everybody can't sit in there with Tank and hold their ground and catch and shoot and counter, and you know, everybody don't have the stomach to do that. Everybody can't take them punches. Everybody can't roll them punches. Everybody didn't have that time. He fought him so much he knew his time. You know, everybody don't have that ability. But, you know, we'll see who we fight next. Look forward to it. Both of them. And hopefully they win their next fight and make a rematch. You know, it'll be a big fight. It'll sell even more than whatever was sold that night. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. subscribe button is the bell icon button. Get all notifications, increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live and drop video. Financially, want to support the channel. Cash App, $CJ